What's going on, guys? I'm Primetime 21st, and welcome to this video where I'm going to talk about the NES Classic Edition. I'm not going to play any games, really. I'm just going to show you what I've hacked onto the NES Classic Edition. I found it pretty easy, and to tell you the truth, when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. So if I was able to find it pretty easy, a lot of people should have no problem doing it. But anyways, I'm going to go through the list real quick and just show you. Here you can automatically, right now you're seeing the very first game I added. A Nightmare on Elm Street is not going to be on the NES Classic. So I did add that, A Nightmare on Elm Street. I added American Gladiators. Balloon Fight was already in there. And let me just say, I enjoyed A Nightmare on Elm Street. That was a good game. I liked playing that when I was younger. American Gladiators, I don't have a whole lot of experience with. I just remember the hilarious scream when somebody falls off one of the platforms. Balloon Fight, I love Balloon Fight, but like I said, that was already on the NES Classic. Blades of Steel, I added on there. It's a great game. Bomberman, I added this on here. Bubble Bobble, part of the 30 that come with the NES Classic. Here we got Classic Castlevania, one of my favorite NES games. Castlevania 1 and 2 were already on the NES Classic. I had to add, I had to have the third one on there because I think 3 is a great Castlevania, and it just seemed like there was a big hole without it being here. So I definitely had to add Castlevania 3. I added Commando. Commando's awesome. This one kind of blew my mind. They have Super C on here, but they completely left out Classic Contra. So I added Contra. Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong Jr., those were both on here as well, part of the 30 games. I added the first Double Dragon. It happens to be my favorite out of all the Double Dragons. They had the second one on here already. Dr. Mario was on here already. Excite Bike was on here already. Final Fantasy was on here already. Galaga was on here already. And now that I come to Ghosts and Goblins, I wondered for a while what the NES Classic Edition was targeted towards. Was it targeted to adults, maybe like collectors like myself? Those who have grown up with an NES, or were they trying to grab the attention of the kids of today who maybe didn't get a chance to play these games? And now that I see that they have Ghosts and Goblins on here already, I would have to say they targeted it towards the adults who grew up with an NES, because I'm telling you what, I don't know a kid that would sit down and play Ghosts and Goblins, and I don't even care if there are save states, or as they call in here, suspend points. This game is still brutal. I mean, you can save it all you want. It is still a brutal game. But anyway, Ghosts and Goblins was already on there. Gradius was already on there. Alright, we'll go to the right. Ice Climber, already on there. I added Jackal. I like Jackal a lot. This game gets a lot of criticism. Jaws. And honestly, Jaws is probably one of my favorite NES games. A lot of people just like to criticize it. From the creator, LJN. Yes, they make a lot of crappy games, but I actually like this. Kid Icarus, or Kid Icarus, or Kid Icarus, whatever you prefer. I say Kid Icarus. That was already on there. Kirby's Adventure, already on there. I added Krusty's Funhouse. I had that game as a kid. A lot of these games that I added on here, no, they all might not be very good games, but they all meant a lot to me as a kid, and they bring back a lot of memories. That's why I add a lot of these on here. So Krusty's Funhouse, that's the reason of that one. Little Nemo the Dream Master. My cousin loves this game. And I do too. It's a very good game. It's weird. but it's definitely got to try it out. If you're gonna hack the NES Classic, you got to put Little Nemo the Dream Master on there. Little Samson, I had to put Little Samson on here because I've realized this is the only way that I'm ever going to play Little Samson, because I'm not dropping that kind of money on Little Samson, the NES cartridge. I think this is one of the rarest NES games, so the price it's up there. Maniac Mansion is a game that I've never played, but I've had so many people tell me that I need to try it, so that is why I added that one. The original Mario Bros., the arcade classic series, this one was already on the NES Classic. Mario is missing. I added this one. It is the very first game where you were able to use Luigi as the main character. So, and I'm a big fan of Luigi. I actually prefer Luigi over Mario, so I have to have this one. Mega Man 2 was already on the NES Classic. You won't see me adding any Mega Man games on here. I'm not a big Mega Man fan, but I have heard 2 is the best, so obviously I guess that is why they chose to pick that one. I added Metal Gear, awesome NES game. Metroid was already on here, another awesome NES game. Let's see, Punch-Out's already on here, but I added Mike Tyson. Same game, just the other Punch-Out doesn't have Mike Tyson. Ninja Gaiden, already on the console. Pretty difficult. POW, P-O-W, Prisoners of War. I added this game. Pac-Man was already he was already on there. I added Paperboy. Paperboy is a very fun game if you want to sit down with friends. I know me and my sister love to play this game all the time, whether it's we're just, or whether it's a holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas. We like to sit down and play Paperboy. Here is just straight out Punch-Out, featuring Mr. Dream. Mr. Dream takes the spot of Mike Tyson. So, but yes, of both versions I have on there. And then I added Q*bert. Me and my mom used to play Q*bert. Like I said, you're going to see a lot of these games mean a lot to my childhood. You know, the NES was my childhood. I grew up with an NES before I had anything. Alright, go to the last folder. Alright, we'll start over here. RC Pro AM, or Pro Am, whichever you prefer, I think is the best racing game on the NES. But I added that. I added Rygar. Rygar is a fun game. Splunker. It's been a long time since I played that game. I just remember when I was looking at the ROMs, the picture came up and I instantly remembered it. So I'm going to look forward to playing that. Star Trek 25th Anniversary. Not a Star Trek fan, but I just, once again, remember playing this as a kid. So it's going to be fun to sit down and play it once again. Star Tropics, already on the console. Super C, already on the console. Like I said, they left out original Contra, which kind of blows my mind. Super Mario Bros., of course. Probably one of the most famous, if not the most famous video game. I think Pac-Man would give it a run, but Super Mario 2, already in here. Super Mario 3, already in here. I added Super Off-Road. Tecmo Bowl was already in here. I added Super Tecmo Bowl. I added Gilligan's Island. I liked that game a lot. Another rare game, the Flintstones, The Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. I decided to put it on here because this is going to be the only way I'm going to play it. The Goonies 2, I played this a lot as well. It's one of those things where I don't even have to see the game. I can just hear the music and I know what game it is. And that's The Goonies 2. The Legend of Zelda. An absolutely amazing game. My favorite NES game of all time. I love it. Wario's Woods. If you see down there in the bottom left corner of the box art, you see it got a rating. And I think it's the only NES game to ever get a rating. because I think it was the last NES game. But anyway, I added that one. I think I also said I added Goonies. The Goonies 2. I added that. I added WCW World Championship Wrestling. And I added King of the Ring. And then, of course, this one was already in there, Zelda 2. So, really, that's all I have on here as of right now. I think I have a total of 62 games on here, and that's including the 30. I will be adding way more games. I'm gonna push it to the max. Some people are figuring out every day how to get more and more on. Figure out how to get every single NES game on this little NES Classic Edition, and that's gonna take a lot of time. But anyway, while we're in here, I'm gonna go up. You go up here to the top. We go to display, and you get three options. You get the CRT filter. And this kind of takes you back to playing on that old TV with the scan lines, gives you that old feel. I personally prefer 4:3 and Pixel Perfect. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it cutting off. Well, it's not really cutting it off. It's kind of like shrinking the picture, though. Like I said, I like 4:3 the best. Then up here, let me see where I can. This is pretty neat. You can view the original game manuals and other information on your smart device. So this is awesome. You just take your phone and it'll bring up all the original manuals for the games. So that's definitely awesome. Options, demo. I think that is if I don't touch it for a while, it'll start playing a game. Auto shutdowns on. Idea. And then of course your factory reset. We got language, legal notices, yada yada yada, all that good stuff. Let's see. These games that I've added on here, they play so smooth, they play so well. You can't even tell that they're not a part of the NES Classic Edition. You can't even tell. Like I'll load up one. Like I'll probably load up an something. But anyway, there are suspend points, which I mentioned earlier in the video. If you want to make I call them save states. That's technically what they are. But the weirdest thing about this, I mean, there's only a couple complaints that I have. One, the controller that comes with the NES Classic, everyone's already heard it. The cord is so short. I was able, though, at an extender cord or whatever you want to call it. So that's okay. That works out fine, but still, this thing's got to be pretty close to you if you don't have one. Now, another thing, if you want to make a suspend point, you have to hit the reset button. The reset button, don't worry, you don't have to go through like, all these different, like the NES Classic booting up or anything. It just takes you right back to this screen. But that kind of sucks that you have to even do that. You shouldn't have to do that. There should be, maybe you press start and select at the same time. It should be able to take you back to the main menu. Unfortunately, that's not how they have it set up. But okay, yeah, this is what I've got so far. Let's just load up Nightmare on Elm Street real quick. Like it was meant to already be. Like it, I love it. Absolutely awesome. Looks like it was meant, like this game was already on the NES Classic. The NES Classic is honestly pretty much like a little emulator. Alright, let's get in here. Whoa, okay, that didn't work out as good. Tried to punch a snake in the face. There we go. It's been a long time since this one. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show you. I'm not going to play through the game or nothing. I will, though, have future videos of myself playing these games on the NES Classic. Definitely opens up opportunities, though, for games that I don't have on the cartridge, and I'll be able to There's a way to go up there. I can't remember how to get up there. We're just gonna jump stuff. Alright, anyway, another thing I want to mention is... Oh, whoa. I don't remember zombies in here. But another thing I want to mention is there's... When I go to add these games in, I use the... It's called HackG. I think that's how you pronounce it. HackG. Anyway, when you load up the ROM, which I use MU Paradise, take it to Hatchy, and it'll give you the option to add the box art, which is what I have done for all these. That's why you can see all of these games and all that. All the different box arts for the games. It's very easy, and so if you get an NES Classic, if you're able to get your hands on one, it took me forever to get one, I'd definitely hack it. Some people, I am hearing that it could possibly break your console. But not very many people. I haven't heard it from very many people. I've read it online. I'm trying to figure out what button I need to do to go. Oh, okay. Alright, anyway, guys. I'm going to see if this will let me... I'm going to try to show you a save state. I don't know if it's going to screw up the stream or not. Let's see. Reset. And we're right back. I don't know if it screwed up or not. But there you see the little screen down at the bottom with the wings. You just hold the down button, hit A to put it in that save state there, and then you can go back to it. So, man, Nightmare on Elm Street, I kind of struggled with that one. It's been a long time. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's load up. Oh, I'll tell you one I need to put on here. Load Runner. Load Runner is awesome. Alright, we're gonna... I'll tell you what. Let's put Jaws. I love Jaws, guys. Don't be hating because I love Jaws. Back when I used to do NES Classic, back when I used to do NES, Retro NES Wednesday, I actually did a full playthrough of this, so you can go on there and check that out. It's under my playlist, and you can watch me play the entire game. I think I do it without a death. I think I play the whole thing through and don't die one time. And that can get pretty tricky because your eyes will play tricks on you after a while. After you're under the water here doing this, it definitely plays its tricks on you. Alright, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm trying to play some Jaws here. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and pause it. Back to the main menu. Hit the reset button. There we are. Once again, I can make that a suspend point. But okay, guys. I just wanted to show a real quick video of it. It's a shame. I'm hearing rumors that they're stopping production, or like they're gonna stop making them. They're stopping production on them because they're gonna focus on the Switch. That's fine and all, but man, I know a lot of people that's gonna want a lot of these, or a good bit of people who's gonna want one. I know I waited long enough, but I was on the search every week for one of these. The NES is one of my all-time favorite consoles, and I definitely knew that I needed this. So if you're able to hunt down an NES Classic, I do have to say, do not give in to the scalpers on eBay. Make it fun. You know, hunt it down. If you want it bad enough, hunt it down. Get it for the original $59.99 price. Don't pay over that because it's not worth what these people are trying to make out of it. So, Alright guys, like I said, that's the NES Classic. Gonna be a lot more videos coming from this thing. We're gonna play a lot of NES games that I've never even played before. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Primetime21st. The links are in the description below. That is where you usually get notified when I go live. Unless you subscribe to me here on YouTube, you'll be notified that I'm going live. Also, be sure to check out the great sponsor of Primetime 21st Gaming, Catalyst Mints. The link is in the description below. If you check them out in the link in the description below, it's a win-win-win, a win for me, a win for you, and a win for them, guys. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you when we play some NES Classic.